Hey everyone, Carine here, the Brooklyn Gardener. Welcome back to my garden. I am so excited. Spring is finally here, and I am so ready for it. A lot of work has been done. March is pretty much the time that I clean up, and I tax myself this month with removing the landscape fabric. Yeah. I did not know like the damage that I was doing to my poor plants with this landscape fabric. You know what I mean? And I guess initially when I had placed it down like 2 years ago, I was working with a I wouldn't even say like landscape company, but not. But I asked for them to put the landscape fabric down, and initially, like if I when thinking back, there was a little bit of like, oh well, I don't think it's such a good idea, but I was like, oh yeah, I want it, so I got what I wanted, and I thought it was doing good until about 2 weeks ago when I took them off, and much to my surprise, it was really bad. Like the plants had grown into the fabric. It was really bad. It was really bad. So I was so happy to have taken it out. It was an all-day project. Initially, I thought that I was going to kind of break it in to days, but once I got started, I just wanted it over. So I'm happy to say that all the landscape fabric, with the exception of like one piece that I left underneath my bench, I'll show you where, just to kind of stabilize it, but everything else is totally gone, and I'm so excited to see how the plants react. I also did my cutbacks for my roses, hydrangeas, um, yeah, everything. And I cleaned out the perennial borders, and I can already see some of the plants coming back. So let me show you what my March garden looks like. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. So we'll start down here. And oh, yeah, and I've already started planting my containers for the spring. I am so excited. Oh, and this is the container that I got from Facebook Marketplace that was cracking. What I did was I sanded it down. There was a couple of holes. I used this Gorilla plaster kit to patch up the holes, and then I painted it this beautiful earthy color. And I am so in love, and I'm so happy that yeah, I'm so happy to have it in the garden. In it, I have planted some tulips, some grape hyacinths, and some miniature yellow daffodils. So I cannot wait for them to come up next month. They should be fully out. And when the weather is a little bit better, and I'll start being outdoors more. So, love it. I trimmed down my quick fire hydrangeas. I'm so excited to see it because this one is 4 years old, but the rest of them are like 3 years old. So I can't wait. And they're pretty much about the same height now. So I cannot wait. They get about 3 to 5 foot tall. So yee, excited. And here is my perennial border. Everything has been cut back and you can see some growth. Um, Going back to the landscape fabric, this little boxwood, this is green velvet boxwood. I did not know was really struggling because it had, when I planted it, apparently it got planted sideways and it was growing into the landscape fabric in a really wonky way. So I was able to kind of position it correctly once I took it out. You can see little signs of catmint coming back. This is salvia, a white salvia, alliums. Oh, look at the little squirrel. My butterfly bush, I did bring it down, and you can see some growth in here. My hydrangeas are all budded up. The penstemon. This is a Poquito agastache. I don't see any signs yet of it coming back, but it's fairly early, so we'll see. and here, but everything looks like it's coming back, and I'm so excited. Over here, the my peony, the roses I cut back, and they are waking up. Yesterday, I also gave them a early feed. My Japanese maple. I trimmed it last year. I'm not going to trim it this year. Just took off whatever um, leaves that were still on there. Um, yeah, so I love the form, the weeping habit of the branch. I took off the bird feeder because last year I was so um, frustrated about the amount of weeds that were growing in the bottom, so I took it off. But I still have my bird bath, and they've started coming, and I love watching watching them watching them play in the water. I want to say like watching them take a bath, but that sounds horrible. I gave my little soldiers here their trim, and they look so lovely. I use a pair of hand shears to get them all ready for the spring. These are Monterey cypress. Over here, um, okay, so this grows on new wood, right? And but I didn't like the form; like it was kind of a little crazy. So even though everything grows not on new wood, on old wood, I still gave them a little trim so that when it does flush out, it flushes out in a way that I like. And as you can see, it is loaded with buds, so it'll be fine. I have Oh, this is so, everything is up. My snowball, if I burn them, oh, you can see it's gonna have such a beautiful show. My ajuga, I did cut this back a little bit when I was taking out the landscape fabric. It had really spread out, but I trimmed it up a little bit and it'll bounce back really good. My candy tuft is all budded out. So my Japanese bloodgood maple, you see it has like a little serpentine shape to it. And I'm actually gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna stake it. It had like that single trunk down here, but it had two main branches, so I just cut it off. So it'll be a single branch, but it'll stay with that little serpentine. I want to see what it does. And here is my oak leaf hydrangea. Now, last year I had the ruby slipper oak leaf hydrangea that didn't come back, so I had moved it. I think it was getting a little too much sun. It was over there, so I placed it over here. So we'll see. Oh, look, my spice, baby spice viburnum, loaded up. I cannot wait. I love over here, and I have some bulbs planted here. You can see like some little daffodils coming here. Um, my plan for like around here near the rocks is to just have, a few bulbs coming up. The grape hyacinths and the tulips from here, once they finish, I'm going to transplant them over there. Yeah, so I have here. Okay. And then, oh, so this is the area that I left a little bit of landscape fabric in underneath here. See, just to keep it stable. And plus, it was so heavy. I was not picking that thing up again. Look at my little woodland area. I love these little views. Okay, I love this. I love this. I picked up these flowers at Lowe's. Was it last week or yesterday? Yesterday from Lowe's, and ah, my hellebores are have opened. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this. I love this view underneath here. I love this. I have one, two, three, four hostas that will be coming up. So this area will be much more fuller. And then my ferns. I have two astilbes that are over here. Love this look. And over there is, what is it again? It's a sweet shrub, sweet something. But it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I am so ready for spring. So happy to be able to be out here planting. It's quite chilly. I think it's about 40 something, but during the day it'll warm up. But just to be out here, even if it's for a few seconds, a few minutes, um, listening to the birds, I love it. So now let's go up to my balcony, which I've made some changes to. I've added more containers. So the arborvitae and the boxwood used to be over here. So now I've created like a little cluster of pots. Here is my David Austin rose. Oh my God, love it. Love it. Love this little look. Over here, I started planting some cool plants. Love it. Yeah, so it's been so nice coming out here again. It's still quite chilly, but can still enjoy it for a few. Yeah, so that is it for my March garden. Everything is waking up while the cleanup is done, and can't wait for the show. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. So, thank you for joining me for my March garden tour, and let the planting begin. Well, let the blooms begin. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Winter Winter was a rough one. It was really cold, a lot of snow, but I'm actually happy for the really cold and a lot of snow because some of the flowers really did need a lot of that cold. So I'll let that slide. But I am so ready for it. So again, thank you for joining me. This is Carine, the Brooklyn Gardener, and I will see you at my next garden tour. Bye.